Winna Beast. Journey across the plains of Africa. Search for the fabled Winna Beast. Play on a diamond grid. The Winna Beast is the most valuable symbol. Two of a kind nets a win. Multiplier wilds increase wins. A strong pay table pays at least 0.5 times player bet. 3 exciting features. Beast Mode. Beast Mode spins. Stampeding spins. Each one expands the grid. Enjoy 4 times more payways. The hunt is on in Winna Beast.
Deportes, eSports, casino online, caballos y mucho más. Regístrate ahora, deposita y cobra desde casa. Betcris.
Hola, hola, hello everyone in the world. Welcome to SAGSE Talks East Africa. This one is called Mobile Only. There is no doubt that Africa presents a huge opportunity from the online gaming. This has always been based on 2 principal things: the sheer size and the relatively young population that Africa has. We have 1.3 billion of inhabitants, and half of them are below 20 years. This means that there is a huge opportunity of iGaming going on there. During this following panel, we are going to talk about with experts from East Africa about the opportunities, about how it is run, about how it's operated, about how to deal with the legal thing, how to deal with all the aspects that has to do with the operations. We're going to have here in the panel very well known. For example, we have Tumaini, which is market research analyst from Gicana Law Group. We have Devon, general manager from GLI Africa. Alessandro Pisolotto, co-founder of STM Gaming. We have Jimmy, chairman of Tanzania Sport Betting Association. We have James, CEO of the Gaming Board of Tanzania. We have Raj, COO of Red Zone Bet. And of course, our good friend and moderator and co-host, John Bambine. He's the founder of African Sovereign Media. He has a media there, gbc.ng, and in the technical side, we have Fernando Polti. So we're going to talk about Tanzania, we're going to talk about Kenya, we're going to talk Uganda, we're going to talk about everything that's going on East Africa. Welcome everybody and enjoy the program.
Shikana Law Group has prepared a market report on the gaming industry in Tanzania, which will be available by the end of August this year. And in the report, we've basically identified the key factors that are driving the expansion of the gaming industry in Tanzania, key market trends. We've also identified the leading market players in each gaming segment. And also the report provides insight to consumer preferences and also future forecasts for the market. So if people want to know in depth of the report, you can sign up at shikanalawgroup.co.tz and you'll be notified by emails when the report will be released. Now, to give a brief overview of the findings that we have found in the report, for the financial period of 2018 to 2019, SMS lottery, sports betting, as well as retail casinos, these were the three gaming segments that actually had the largest market share in terms of gross gaming revenues. And in terms of sports betting, the bulk of the revenues was actually from online iGaming, online sports betting. Additionally, also virtual games have become increasingly popular in Tanzania for customers who want quicker payouts and they don't really want to spend long time, like 90 minutes waiting for a game to end. Also in the report, we've noticed that online casinos have becoming also really popular in Tanzania. And this segment actually had the highest growth rate and sales revenue more than double for the period of 2018-2019. And we expect that online casinos will continue to grow as more operators have actually started to integrate this in their platforms, starting from December until now. So briefly, that's what on the market report. And you can sign up at chicanalawgroup.co.tz to be notified when the report shall be released. In terms of retail, especially sports betting, we have more operators who are licensed in online gaming than actually in retail sports betting. And we can basically say that retail sports betting is slowly starting to phase out because the number of operators that are operating in retail are very few compared to online, which has more than 20 licensed operators.
Hi, everyone. My name is Raj, and I'm the CEO of Red Zone Bet. We operate in West, and we are now trying to come into East also. So basically, based on my past 15 years of gaming industry experience, I think mostly in Africa, what I observed compared to Europe and Americas is that most of the people like to gamble. Like say the statistics says that close to 58 to 64% like to gamble, and the markets are pretty open, and it's a good chance for both B2B, which is business to business, and B2C, which is business to customers, which is an operator. So it comes to sports betting, there's a huge potential for both iGaming and retail. When I said retail, I'm talking about West Africa, and I know in the east of Africa, it's mostly now countries like Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya are moved towards the iGaming space. So, and as my colleague, she told that online casinos and online licenses are actually coming up. Yes, that's true. And we have witnessed a lot of customers coming for playing on online casinos. It comes to live dealers. And also we have experienced a lot of customers coming in and playing in another virtual terminals and also playing, and we also have experience in land-based casinos. So I think there's a lot of potential in Africa for foreign companies. The movement is also grown. When it comes to pandemic, it's not about Africa. It's about the entire world, because we see witnessing losing of business and jobs across the world. So when it comes to Africa, as we speak, yes, definitely there is a huge for retail operations. We have to close our casinos for at least 2 to 3 months, and right now we are actually operating in the daytime. Actually, casino business is actually done in the evenings. So because of the curfew and because of the partial lockdowns, we witnessed there's a lot of downfall. Pandemic definitely has given it moved our businesses at least 1 or 2 years back.
Well, I would say that East Africa is more diversified. There are a lot of countries where the gaming industry took off. I mean, in West Africa, you have mostly Nigeria, and then the other one compared are quite small, where in West Africa. Where in East Africa, you have Kenya, you have Uganda, you have Tanzania, Zambia, Rwanda. Okay, even though Rwanda, at the moment, they only do retail, there is not any legislation to do online. So, and most importantly, the presence of mobile money in East Africa is predominant. I mean, 100% of the transactions are made through online, through mobile money. So I would say those are the biggest difference. And in terms of customer acquisition as well, there is more mobile betting. In fact, USSD is extremely popular, and if you don't have an USSD application, you don't really operate in East Africa. I mean, Jimmy will tell us later, since he has hands-on experience on running operation that side of the world. But I mean, there are some difference in terms of what the technology needs to be to be successful in East Africa compared to West Africa, I would say. Well, I'm looking forward to see Tumani findings, because from our side, we've seen a growth on casino, especially during COVID. But for example, in Kenya now, we have to remove it because most of our operator had some issues. So they asked us to remove casino games. Obviously, virtual has been growing a lot, and all the online product has been growing a lot. We have seen a massive switch from retail to online. We see more and more operator coming to us wanting to run purely online solution. So yeah, I mean, casino is growing, but in our data, and obviously, as I say, I'm looking forward to see Tumani's research. But on our data, for example, in Nigeria, casino boomed during COVID, where in East Africa it didn't boom as much as. Where virtual, yes, virtuals are booming. And I believe that the reason is because the regulation, besides Tanzania and the other places, are not as clear as when it comes to other product than sport betting.
Good afternoon, John, and thank you for the question. Yes, you're correct. We, GLI, actually entered the South African market in 1996. And at that stage, it was a joint venture partnership with the South African Bureau of Standards. And that was just as the South African market, really the land-based casino market was starting to open up. And the South African Bureau of Standards called on GLI to assist primarily with the testing of land-based machines for the South African market. Obviously, since 1996, the gaming industry has grown in leaps and bounds. Technology has really grown a lot, and there's a shift, as everyone has known, is talking about sportsbook and iGaming, etc. So the market in South Africa has always been very well regulated, and as we've kind of moved into the other parts of Africa, we spoke about West Africa a few weeks ago on this session. And East Africa now, Certainly in East Africa, our experience is that there's a desire amongst the government and regulators to regulate the market properly. James spoke earlier on about the regulations that Tanzania adopted, and they've really been one of the leaders in terms of adopting regulations and technical standards and managing that. But as I said, technology evolves so quickly, and often we find that that regulators are always on the back foot. You know, the technology moves ahead. Operators and manufacturers take advantage of new technologies, new trends, etc. And it's very difficult to change policies, regulations, laws, etc. In a short period of time to keep up with that. But certainly, you know, as I said, Tanzania have been very proactive in terms of their regulations. Uganda, we're starting to see that they are becoming more active in terms of regulation as well. They've adopted sets of standards as well, which they are asking operators to comply with, manufacturers to comply with. And we're seeing that across most of the countries in East Africa, including Kenya and Malawi now as well. There certainly is a willingness amongst the regulators to have some sort of compliance and regulations in their country, in their various jurisdictions. And certainly Tanzania has been one of the leaders in that front. They were very early in terms of adopting standards and regulations, etc. But comparing it to West Africa, I think, as Alessandro said a few minutes ago as well, the leaders in that market is Nigeria, followed by Ghana. And again, there in that market as well, we're starting to see certain regulators trying to enforce compliance with their regulations, you know, trying to ensure fairness for players, trying to protect vulnerable, protect players against underage gambling, etc. But I think East Africa certainly is a leader. Obviously, South Africa, in terms of gambling regulation as a whole, although online gaming is not allowed in South Africa, but South Africa would probably be the leader in the African market, followed by some of the East African jurisdictions.
Yeah, I can tell that the opportunity is there due to the growth of mobile money transactions, and internet penetration is good by then. So the opportunity, especially for the online internet sports betting, is there. I can tell that the growth rate is not that good, but it's growing. Why it's not growing in a good pace? It's because of the tax model we have in Tanzania compared to the other African countries. I think we are one among the country with the highest tax model in Africa, but still the opportunity is there. Actually, 25% is from the gross gaming revenue and 20% from the winnings. So okay. I can correct from there.
Okay.
How it impacted us negatively, this tax model, it's give the loophole for the offshore operators to penetrate and dominate markets. We have been doing research and detect some of the illegal operators, and we do report this to our regulators and TRA and the policymakers, at least look on how we can review this tax model so that it can be beneficial to both those who have already registered, which is illegal operators, against illegal operators who take the markets. Like last year, we had like 2 companies dominated the markets, and this is just because of the tax model we have, especially on the winning tax.
Yeah. John, it's true that lottery is regulated in Tanzania, and our law caters for that. But it's quite unfortunate that we had 3 national lottery operators who failed to conduct a successful national lottery. So after having a first license in 2004, he failed to operate, and we licensed another company around 2009, which also failed to operate. And again, we licensed another company in around 2012, which also could not succeed, not operate successfully. So the government decided to work on the matter, and last year we came up with the findings, and we are still working on it. So in a few months, we are sure that maybe we'll have a rotary operation in Tanzania. I would say,
Okay.
yeah. But for the
Okay.
casino is doing quite well. We have a land-based casino, which I would say it has been a traditional product, because this is a product which, when the board started, it was there. And also online casino, which is growing, and is growing fast. We have a casino business. What I can say is that in recent years, we have seen that sport betting, in fact, is performing quite well than land-based casino. And the reason could be maybe because of the technology which are available now to the society and to public, and the young generation prefers sport betting than going to traditional games, say red-based casino. So this could be the reason, but sincerely, we have serious operators of casino business as well as, casino business. For Rotary, yes, we are working on it. That's what I can say, Lisa.
Yes, in terms of iGaming in Tanzania, discovered that some of the key reasons, the factors that are actually contributing to the growth of iGaming in Tanzania include mobile payment money, like Jimmy has mentioned, as well as mobile penetration rate, the love for sports, a favorable business environment, as well as overall macroeconomic conditions that are favorable. And as well, Tanzania has really like a young population, and 63% of the population is below the age of 25. And for sports-related gaming activities like sports betting, this is really a good market, because as we know that sports betting regularly targets the younger generation. And in Tanzania, when we're talking about mobile penetration, right, why we're saying it's important is because 96% of users who actually access the internet through their mobile phones. So we can say that there's a correlation in internet growth and mobile penetration rate in Tanzania. And also, mobile money payments has greatly facilitated online transactions in Tanzania, where, for instance, in other high-income economies, in 2017, the adult population who actually have access to financial accounts was 93% compared to the adult population in low-income countries, which was only 58%. But if we come back and look at it in terms of sub-Saharan Africa, it was only 38%, and this was in 2017. So having a means of payment for online, such as mobile money, which was introduced in 2008 and has more than 20 subscribers, has greatly facilitated online transactions in Tanzania. So most gaming operators that operate online have actually integrated mobile money into their services, into their platforms. So these factors have actually really contributed to the expansion of iGaming in Tanzania. These are some of the facts that were mentioned into the report.
I think, first of all, pandemic has, given a lot of opportunity for the entrepreneurs to think on what to do in these kind of scenarios. So, as I said to someone before, that we are now grounded, we prepared, we have to cut down most of the things and focus on areas like where it is iGaming, because even we don't know, we know that the vaccine hasn't come yet, and we don't know if these kind of situations come around. By the grace of God, it won't, but still we are prepared. So we are ensuring that whatever the land-based casinos we have, those customers, we are also making them play online every time in our sports betting site. And we also have retail outlets, like say 45 retail outlets, which we franchise to different agents. So we make sure that even though that is retail,
but those again are all largely based on the South African standards. So it's not if a manufacturer develops their platform in line with GLI 33 or the SANS 1718 Part 4 standard, etc., the gap is not that large to comply with, say, for instance, Tanzania or Uganda, etc.
Yeah, actually, most of the advertisement as a research from Tumaini, most of our customers or clients are based on sportsbook mostly. So sportsbook is doing well, and most of the operators, they do advertise on, especially maybe if it's they do sponsorship on the teams, or they do advertise on radio during the matches or what. That's the way we do take advantage, where we get a lot of customers who are watching maybe football, or they're supporting a certain team or what. So that's the only advantage we have, especially on football fans.
Yes, I do think that Africa should come together and own gaming companies, but maybe it's in terms of revenue, because there's a capital, initial capital. So maybe in that aspect, many can't afford the initial capital investment. That's why maybe there is not a lot of local investors in the gaming in Tanzania.
Well, I think gaming in Africa is definitely booming because a lot of sports, a lot of new games are yet to be scratched from surface, and there's a lot of potential because the population. If you talk about the whole of Africa, the population is big. And there are a lot of countries where the economy is also. I think definitely Africa as a sea will be the next biggest market. A lot of potential foreign investors will come, and they will invest with the local African businessmen.
As I said, I'm saying that the board has a law to protect consumers. So this is one of our key laws. In fact, our law, when it comes to the safe gambling, it has not provided much on safe gambling, but there are provisions which caters for, which requires operators to adhere to our standard which we have developed, which is in respect of, catering for safe play. We don't have, I would say, a section or provision which provide punitive measures against a player or operator who's disregard safe playing. But we have developed, I would say, advertisement code, which has got some sanction for the operators who will not adhere to the safe play. And last year, before last year, we had no provision, we had no law catering for advertisement. But last year, we were able to have a law which caters for advertisement, and which also provides somehow on. Yeah, we have developed a regulation which caters for the safe play. Otherwise, for the principal act, it has very few provision which covers on safe play.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. We expected some technical problems, but anyway, we are going to edit everyone. This is going to be a very good edition. We are going to edit some parts afterwards. Anyway, this is recorded, so everyone, we're going to have the final afterwards. But if we have to leave something to the end, and something that we have to analyze, is that there's still big, huge opportunity here in Africa. In this time, we're talking about East Africa. In the first edition, we talked about West, where Nigeria and Ghana were the most important countries to aim to. Now we are looking to Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. We have here a very interesting report that Tumani has under her power that she's willing to share with everyone. Alessandro Bisolotto, he has a lot of information also. James with his association, Jimmy also. I want to thank Raj with his experience, Devon with everything related to certification, and John. And everything that has to be said here is that there are some key factors to take into account. For example, that the online operation is growing more than the retail operation. We have 63% of the population which is over 25 years old. This makes a very, very attractive market for newcomers. It has to be a regulated market, as Devon said. They are working on this with the regulators. Everything is based on standards. And one of the things that I could take out of this talk was that East Africa is based on mobile money. So this means that there is a big, huge critical mass of people, of gamblers, of players, of people who use their mobile money in order to do transactions. With this said, East Africa is still one of the most interesting markets in Africa to take into account, and the experts are here to help you. So in order to make a roundup of everything, I want to thank the sponsors. I want to thank you again, Jimmy. I want to thank you, John, for moderating, Devon. I want to thank Tumaini, James, Raj, and of course, Alessandro, and in the technical area, Fernando. So thank you everyone for being here. Once again, sorry for the problems that we have, technical problems, but these things happen, but we're going to make it the worst. So we're going to improve this, and let's see each other in South Africa soon. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the evening. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Win a beast. Journey across the plains of Africa. Search for the fabled Win-A-Beast. Play on a diamond grid. The Win-A-Beast is the most valuable symbol. Two of a kind nets a win. Multiplier wilds increase wins. A strong pay table pays at least 0.5 times player bet. 3 exciting features. Beast Mode. Beast Mode spins. Stampeding spins. Each one expands the grid. Enjoy 4 times more payways. The hunt is on in Win-A-Beast.
Thank you.